Welcome to the pitch, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here for another explainer. Today, we're lacing up our cleats and stepping onto the digital turf for a seriously high-stakes match. We're breaking down the Masters of Soccer Society board game. If you've ever wanted to feel the crazy highs, the crushing lows, and just that pure, unpredictable momentum of a championship soccer match, but, at your kitchen table, well, you're in the exact right place. So let's just dive right in and see how this game actually ticks. All right, here's our pre-game tactical briefing. We're going to move through 5 key phases today. First, the kickoff basics. Then, pushing forward with attacking plays. Third, yellow cards and setbacks. Fourth, the 4 unique challenges. And finally, reaching the final whistle. Let's get to it. Section 1, the kickoff basics. Because navigating this pitch means you really have to understand the fundamental rules and the ultimate objective that's going to drive literally every single turn you take. Just take a second to appreciate the sheer scale of this layout. It's this beautiful, winding green board that perfectly simulates a massive stadium pitch, complete with roaring fans and bright stadium lights all around the edges. It's essentially a giant snake-like path made up of 93 distinct spaces. Every player starts at space number 1, and every single tile between that starting line and the very end represents a critical moment in the match. A moment that's either going to propel your team forward or, send you tumbling backwards. So how do you actually navigate those 93 spaces? You rely on a super fast-paced, 3-step gameplay loop. It's all clearly laid out in the game's quick rules. Step 1, you roll the dice. Step 2, move your piece the exact number of spaces you just rolled. And step 3, and honestly, this is where the real magic happens, you resolve the action on whatever space you land on. It's just incredibly streamlined. There's absolutely no complex maths to bog down the pacing. You literally just roll, run, and react to the pitch. Which brings us to the most crucial number of the whole game, 93. Your ultimate win condition is simple. Just be the first player to reach house 93. If you look closely right at the end of the track, space 93 is flanked by these 2 golden championship cups, and it clearly says winner. That right there is your final whistle. Literally everything you do, every single risk you take, is calculated just to get you to 93 before anyone else. Moving on to section 2, pushing forward with attacking plays. Because let's face it, to reach space 93 first, standard dice rolls just aren't going to cut it. You need offensive maneuvers to build up some serious momentum. The game uses these specific house types that essentially act as your attacking plays. Say you land on a soccer ball icon. Boom, you've earned an extra ball. That lets you immediately play again, which effectively doubles your turn. Or if you land on a dribble or a speed attack space, you get to instantly advance 2 additional spaces. These spaces are absolutely vital. They let you chain movements together, which simulates this rapid, unstoppable drive right down the center of the pitch, where the defenders just literally cannot catch you. But the absolute biggest offensive boost in the entire game, it's the goal space. Landing on one of these, like, say, on space 26, 71, or 84, rewards you with an immediate 3-space advancement. In a game that's totally governed by standard dice rolls, a sudden leap of 3 extra spaces feels exactly like the electric thrill of a breakaway goal. It is a total game changer and immediately shifts all the pressure right back onto your opponents. All right, section 3, yellow cards and setbacks. Because as we all know, soccer isn't just about scoring. It's about surviving the opposition and the brutal obstacles that can completely ruin a perfect run. And let me tell you, this board is absolutely littered with traps. Landing on a foul, a yellow card, a penalty, or an injury carries a really heavy consequence. You have to instantly go back 2 spaces. Just imagine it. You roll the dice, you think you're about to secure this massive lead, only to land on space 88, an injury space, and boom, you're forced to retreat. These spaces act as the game's defense mechanics. They are constantly threatening to break your stride and force these really costly tactical retreats. I want to point out the perfect mathematical balance of the extremes here. It's wild when you contrast the best possible outcome against the worst. On the one hand, you have the goal, which pushes you forward 3 spaces. Awesome, right? But then, what if you land on space 12? That is a red card, my friends, and that forces you to go back 3 spaces. It really highlights the crazy swings of luck you get in just a single roll. You are always navigating this razor's edge between gaining a massive advantage and suffering a devastating penalty. That brings us to section 4, the 4 unique challenges. Beyond just the standard advances and retreats, the game injects these specific tests of skill that can completely change the tide of the match. If you check out the right side of the board layout, you'll spot the Challenges legend. Scattered all across the pitch are spaces representing 4 distinct tests. You've got the technical challenge and the mental challenge, both of which allow you to instantly play again, basically rewarding you with a free roll. Then there's the physical challenge, which lets you advance 2 spaces to prove your stamina. It's a great touch that adds so much flavor, turning what would just be standard board movement into this cool narrative of athletic prowess. But okay, the absolutely crucial thing to take away from these challenges is the teamwork challenge. You'll find this specifically over on space 79. The rule for this one is just incredibly disruptive. Swap position with another player. I mean, just think about the chaos that introduces. You could be logging way behind and dead last, land on space 79, and instantly swap your piece with the player who's sitting pretty in first place. It completely flips the entire competitive hierarchy in a split second. It is a brilliant catch-up mechanic, and it ensures that literally no one is ever out of the game until the very end. And finally, Section 5, reaching the final whistle. Let's bring this all together by looking at the perilous late-game stretch. Look at this high-stakes final row of the board. Down there in the bottom right corner as you approach space 93, it is just so densely packed with tension. You've got a goal at space 84 to push you forward, but then, sitting right next to the finish line at space 88, is an injury trap just waiting to send you backward. And then you face this blank stretch right before 93. One unlucky roll when you are literally inches from glory can strip the victory right out of your hands and give it to the opponent trailing just behind you. The late game pacing here is just masterfully designed to keep absolutely everyone on the edge of their seats. So as we wrap up this explainer, we're really left with the core thrill of Masters of Soccer Society. It's a game that beautifully balances simple, intuitive mechanics with these devastating thematic traps. You understand the board, you know the moves, and you see the traps. So why does all of this matter? Well, it proves that elegant, straightforward design can still create massive, heart-pounding tension. The question I want to leave you with today is this. With 93 spaces between you and glory, is your very next roll going to secure the championship or earn you a red card? Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep learning.